Hello Spider fans. The car is already done, we are already driving it, but as you know, a classic car is a never-ending story. So today we will do an exhaust wrapping using that kind of tape. As you may remember, we do have a stainless steel manifold, exhaust manifold, and there is a lot of advantages of that kind of solution, but there are also several of disadvantages. And one of the disadvantage is the heat. Because the walls of that kind of pipes are extremely thin, the heating capacity is also extremely high. This is the reason why it creates a kind of heat issues inside the chamber. It increases the temperature in the engine bay, and this is the reason why we are using that kind of tapes to prevent the idea. As you could see, the old type of Mile 4, this is a kind of really heavy duty stuff. It's really heavy, it has a really thick wall, and this is the reason why it heats up a little bit slower. And comparing to the stainless steel one, that's a kind of difference that we need to face. So a quick tutorial how to do it in the right way. Okay, so there are several types of wrapping. Back in the days, they were made from a material that was a cancer type material. And this is the reason, asbestos, this was the name. And right now they are doing it from the different type of material. There are titanium stripes, there are basalt stripes, there are fiberglass stripes. I have decided for a basalt one. The heat resistance is up to 1400 Celsius degrees, and I believe this is a smart idea. This is not a turbocharged engine, so fancy high temperature stripes are not important. Okay, so it is really important to remember about the gloves, especially when you work with a fiberglass stripes, because it can be really itchy, and they've got the small needles all around the place, and after working with that kind of stripe it can be really itchy afterward. It's not pleasant, it's quite dangerous. This particular one is a basalt type one, and that's the idea. Okay, so we start from a little water. You need to put it into the water. Don't worry, nothing bad will happen with that. The idea is that it will help to wrap it all over the pipes. We start from, as you can see, the edges are not even, so we are starting from doing that kind of stuff, and we are starting from the first pipe. It is good to think this through before you will start wrapping, just to make it as easy as possible without using extra bandage. So start from here. It is much easier when the Mile 4 is out. I would try to do it when the Mile 4 is in the car. So keep my fingers crossed for that. In here, I'm always putting a double layer. because we will put a metal stripe in here. And just to prevent from harming it, I'm putting always a double layer in here. And long story goes. The overlapping is more or less 50% of the previous layer, so that's pretty much it. Make it as tight as possible. It's really important because whenever you will left some open spaces, this will be the place where the heat will be pumping out. That is the idea. Okay, so first part is almost over. As you can see, I have wrapped it to the very end, and right now I'm cutting off that kind of piece, because whenever I will start wrapping this part, then I will collect it all together and wrap it down to the end. So that is the idea. You can use a metal stripe to mount it in here, but in my perspective there is no point. It is better to wrap it to this particular point and then wrap it back together, and then you are using a metal band at the very end. So that is the idea, and this is my way. Okay, so the last thing are the metal bands. So I'm using the ball type bands. They are pretty much easy to install. You are just putting them like that, and you need to. There is a special tool to squeeze them. I don't have that kind of tool, so I am using that kind of pliers. Just make them as tight as possible. That's pretty much it. The last thing that we need to do is to cut these off. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So hope you like it. Stay tuned. Bye bye.